Day 24. Nancy Guthrie, 83 years old, missing from Catalina, Arizona since February 7th, and this morning social media exploded. Thousands of posts, hundreds of videos, all claiming the same thing. Nancy's body was found in a pond near her home. The videos went viral. Millions of views, people sharing, people mourning. But here's what you need to know. It's not true. Nancy has not been found. And the viral video that started all of this, it's fake. But the truth behind this case is even more disturbing. Because while fake news spreads, real evidence is being analyzed. DNA results are pending, and investigators just revealed something they've been hiding for weeks. This is the Nancy Guthrie case, Day 24, and nothing is what it seems. Before we dive into what's real and what's fake, if you want true crime coverage that separates fact from fiction, that doesn't fall for viral hoaxes, that gives you the real investigation, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because this case is moving fast. DNA results could drop any day. An arrest could happen this week, and when it does, you'll want to be here. So subscribe and comment below right now. Did you see the fake viral video? Did you believe it? Because misinformation in true crime cases is dangerous, and I'm going to show you exactly how this hoax started and why it spread so fast. February 7th, 2026. Nancy Guthrie, 83 years old, disappears from her home in Catalina, Arizona, just outside Tucson. No forced entry, no signs of a struggle. Her car is still in the driveway. Her purse is still in the house, but Nancy is gone. For 24 days, investigators searched, volunteers combed the desert, drones flew overhead, search dogs tracked scents. The FBI got involved. A $200,000 reward was offered, and for 24 days there was nothing. No body, no suspects, no major breakthrough, just questions. Where is Nancy? Who took her? And is she still alive? Then, on February 23rd, Day 24 of the search, a video appeared online, a YouTube short, posted by an account called Shanpilant. The video was 15 seconds long. It showed what appeared to be law enforcement officers carrying something that looked like a body bag. And across the top of the screen, in bold letters, it said, Nancy Guthrie's body was found. The video exploded. Within hours, it had 50,000 views, then 100,000, then 500,000. People started sharing it on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. True crime communities reposted it. News aggregator accounts picked it up, and suddenly everyone believed Nancy Guthrie had been found dead in a pond. Except it wasn't true. None of it. The video wasn't from Nancy's case. The footage was old. It was from a completely different case. Possibly from a different state. Possibly from years ago. The text overlay was added by whoever posted it. It was fake, misinformation, a hoax, and it spread like wildfire. Why? Because people wanted answers. Because Nancy's case had been silent for weeks. Because a resolution, even a tragic one, felt better than uncertainty. And because social media algorithms reward engagement, not truth. The more people clicked, the more it spread. The more it spread, the more people believed it. And before anyone could fact-check, millions of people thought Nancy Guthrie was dead. But here's what actually happened on February 23rd. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos held a press conference not to announce a body, not to confirm Nancy had been found, but to provide an update on the investigation. And what he said was far more important than any viral video. Sheriff Nanos confirmed that DNA testing is currently underway on biological evidence recovered near Nancy's home. He didn't say what the biological evidence was. He didn't say where exactly it was found, but he confirmed it exists. And he confirmed it's being analyzed at a lab in Florida. This is the first major piece of physical evidence in the case. For 24 days, investigators had nothing tangible, but now they have DNA, and if that DNA matches a suspect, this case breaks wide open. Let's talk about what this DNA evidence could mean. Sheriff Nanos said the sample is mixed. That's critical. A mixed DNA sample means it contains genetic material from more than one person. It could be Nancy's DNA mixed with someone else's, which would suggest contact, struggle, or violence. It could be from multiple suspects, which would support the theory that Nancy wasn't taken by one person acting alone. Or it could be contaminated, which would make it harder to analyze but not impossible. The lab in Florida is using two types of DNA analysis, STR DNA and SNP DNA. STR DNA is what's used in criminal databases like CODIS. It's fast, it's direct. If the suspect's DNA is in the system, STR analysis can identify them in days. But if the suspect has never been arrested, never been fingerprinted, never given a DNA sample, STR won't help. That's where SNP DNA comes in. SNP DNA is used for genetic genealogy. It's the same technology that caught the Golden State Killer. It builds a family tree, it finds relatives of the suspect, and then investigators work backward to identify the person. It's slower, it's more complex. But it works even when the suspect isn't in the database. Sheriff Nanos warned that results could take weeks, months, or even up to a year. But here's what he didn't say. Results could also come back in days. Genetic genealogy companies like Guthrie have processed cases in 72 hours. If the DNA is clean, if the sample is strong, if the lab prioritizes this case, results could be imminent. And if results come back with a name, an arrest could happen within hours. So why is Sheriff Nanos saying it could take a year? Because he's managing expectations, because he doesn't want the public pressuring the lab, because he doesn't want the suspect to know how close they are. This is a tactic, and it's a smart one, because if the suspect thinks investigators are months away from identifying them, they might relax, they might make a mistake, they might do something that gives them away. But if they know DNA results are coming this week, they might run, they might destroy evidence, they might lawyer up and refuse to cooperate. So Sheriff Nanos says a year. But privately, investigators could be days away from a name. Now let's address the elephant in the room. If DNA evidence was found near Nancy's home, does that mean she's dead? Not necessarily. The biological evidence could be blood, it could be saliva, it could be skin cells, it could be from a struggle, it could be from an injury, but it doesn't confirm death. Nancy could still be alive, held somewhere, unable to escape, or Nancy could be deceased, and the DNA is from the crime scene. We don't know, and investigators aren't saying. What we do know is this. The DNA was significant enough to send to a specialized lab. It was significant enough for the sheriff to mention publicly, and it was significant enough that the FBI is involved. The FBI doesn't get involved in every missing person case. They get involved when there's a federal angle, kidnapping across state lines, organized crime, human trafficking, or when local resources are overwhelmed and federal assistance is needed. The FBI's involvement suggests this case is bigger than a local disappearance. It suggests complexity. It suggests suspects with resources or connections. It suggests Nancy's disappearance wasn't random. Let's go back to the fake viral video for a moment, because the spread of misinformation in this case isn't just annoying. It's dangerous. When people believe Nancy has been found, they stop looking, volunteers stop searching, tips stop coming in, the public loses interest. And if Nancy is still alive somewhere, that loss of attention could be fatal. Hoaxes also hurt the family. Imagine being Nancy's daughter. You wake up, you check your phone, and you see 100 messages saying your mother's body was found in a pond. Your heart stops. You call the sheriff. They tell you it's not true, it's fake. Relief floods in, but also anger, frustration, betrayal, because someone thought it was acceptable to lie about your mother's death for views. That's what the Shanpilant account did. They took old footage, they added fake text, they posted it for engagement, and they traumatized a family in the process. Who is Shanpilant? We don't know. The account appears to be a content farm, multiple videos, multiple cases, clickbait titles, fake claims, designed to go viral, designed to generate ad revenue. No concern for accuracy, no concern for families, just views, just money. And YouTube's algorithm rewarded it. Because the algorithm doesn't care about truth, it cares about engagement. And outrage, shock and false breaking news generate massive engagement. So the video got pushed, recommended, spread, until millions believed a lie. This is the dark side of true crime content. When creators prioritize virality over accuracy, people get hurt, families get hurt, cases get hurt. Because once misinformation spreads, it's almost impossible to correct. Even now, days later, there are still people who believe Nancy was found in a pond. They never saw the correction, they never saw Sheriff Nanos' press conference. They just saw the viral video and they moved on. That's the danger. So here's what's actually happening right now in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Volunteers are still searching the area around her Catalina home. Every day, combing through desert terrain, checking ravines, looking for clothing, personal items, anything that could be a clue. The DNA lab in Florida is processing the mixed sample, running it through databases, building genetic profiles, trying to identify whose DNA it is and how it connects to Nancy. Investigators are reviewing surveillance footage from the days before and after Nancy's disappearance. Gas stations, stores, traffic cameras, looking for vehicles, looking for faces, looking for patterns. The FBI is analyzing cell tower data, tracking phones that were in the area on February 7th, looking for phones that went dark, looking for phones that traveled unusual routes. And Sheriff Nanos is holding back information deliberately because there are details only the killer would know. And when a suspect is eventually questioned, those details will be used to confirm or eliminate them. Let me tell you what I think is happening behind the scenes. I think investigators already have a person of interest. I think the DNA evidence was found in a location that points to a specific suspect. I think they're waiting for the lab results to confirm what they already believe. And I think when those results come back, there will be an arrest within 24 hours. Why do I think this? Because of the way Sheriff Nanos is talking. He's confident, he's measured, he's not frantic, he's not desperate, he's waiting. And you don't wait unless you already know where you're headed. The DNA isn't a Hail Mary, it's a confirmation. And once it's confirmed, I move fast. Here's what I think happened to Nancy. I think someone she knew came to her door on the morning of February 7th. Someone she trusted, someone she would open the door for at 6 a.m. I think there was a confrontation, a struggle. Something went wrong. And I think that's when the biological evidence was left behind. Blood, skin cells, Something I think Nancy was removed from the home, possibly in a vehicle, possibly unconscious, and I think she was taken somewhere remote. The desert, an abandoned property, somewhere she couldn't be easily found. I think the suspect tried to cover their tracks, cleaned the scene, disposed of evidence, but they missed something. The DNA, and that's what's going to catch them now. Is Nancy still alive? I don't know. Statistically, after 24 days, the chances are slim but not zero. There have been cases where missing persons were found alive weeks, even months later, held captive, unable to escape. So until a body is found, there's hope. And Nancy's family is clinging to that hope. They're still putting up flyers, still organizing searches, still begging for information, because they don't have closure, and they won't have closure until Nancy is found, alive or deceased. They need to know. They deserve to know. And the person responsible deserves to be held accountable. Let's talk about the $200,000 reward. $100,000 from the FBI. $100,000 from an anonymous donor, who has $100,000 to donate anonymously. That's not a small amount. That's someone with resources, someone with a connection to this case. Could it be a family member who wants privacy? Could it be a business owner in Catalina who feels responsible for the community? Could it be someone who knows more than they're saying and feels guilty? We don't know. But the reward is significant, and it could be the key to solving this, because $200,000 is enough to make someone talk. Someone who knows something, someone who's been protecting someone, someone who's afraid to come forward. That kind of money changes the calculus, fear versus reward, loyalty versus payout, and all it takes is one tip, one name, one piece of information that breaks the case wide open. Here's what happens next. In the coming days or weeks, the DNA results will come back. If they identify a suspect, there will be an arrest. If they don't identify a suspect directly but narrow it down to a family tree, investigators will start interviewing relatives, building a suspect pool, eliminating people one by one, until they're left with one name, and then they move. Surveillance, warrants, interviews, and eventually, an arrest. If Nancy's body is found, the charge will be murder. If Nancy's body isn't found, the charge could still be murder if the evidence is strong enough. Prosecutors have convicted people of murder without a body before. It's rare, it's difficult, but it's possible. The DNA, the timeline, the motive, the lack of alternative explanations, all of that can build a case. And if the suspect cracks under interrogation, if they confess, if they lead investigators to the body, it's over. Justice is served. But until then, we wait, we watch, we separate fact from fiction. We don't fall for viral hoaxes. We don't spread misinformation. We don't traumatize families for views. We focus on the truth, and the truth is this. Nancy Guthrie is still missing. The viral video claiming her body was found is fake. DNA evidence is being analyzed. Results are pending, and when those results come back, this case will explode. An arrest is coming. Justice is coming. And the person responsible is running out of time. So here's what I need you to do. Comment below right now. Do you think the DNA will identify a suspect? Do you think Nancy is still alive? And did you see the fake viral video? Because I want to know how far that misinformation spread. And subscribe, turn on notifications. Because when this case breaks, when the arrest happens, when the truth comes out, I'll be here covering every second of it. No hoaxes, no clickbait, just facts, just truth, just justice for Nancy Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie, 83 years old, missing for 24 days. Somewhere, someone knows what happened to her. Somewhere, someone is responsible. And somewhere, DNA evidence is being processed that could change everything. The fake viral video got millions of views, but the real story, the real investigation, that's what matters. That's what will bring Nancy home. That's what will bring justice. So stay tuned, stay informed, and don't believe everything you see on social media. Because in true crime, the truth is always more important than the trend. This is day 24 of the Nancy Guthrie investigation, and the real breakthrough is coming.